I can say for certain that if I'm playing, it's a 2-year maximum. Whoever the suitors are, I think that would be their hope as well, because you never know how it goes. Shoot, if we stink it up after 1 year, I'm probably done. If we play really good, they'll probably want to go again. So it feels like there's a couple of things to be said here. I suppose his future is the place to start. Do we believe he is an NFL starting quarterback week 1, 2020?
First of all, I love that quote. Second of all, I think he is. The problem with that is it's going to come down to 1 or 2 teams. I don't want to steal Bobby's thunder here, but he had a great call about the Colts. Like, that feels like a really good fit. That's 1 of 32 teams. If the Colts, for some reason, decide to go in a different direction, all of a sudden, is Phillip Rivers still a starter in the league? I don't know. There's not that many options.
Why do you like the Colts, Bob?
Because if you look at this, it's all about fit. And guys who have played together, they've coached together, like, do they have weapons? Is their window to win now? Phillip Rivers, Frank Reich was on the staff with him in San Diego when they were back the San Diego Chargers. And they've got an offensive line that can protect. Phillip Rivers, not unlike very similar to Tom Brady, is a statue back there. And so he needs protection. Yeah. That was one of the main issues with him this year, is when you begin moving these guys around, they're not nearly as effective or as efficient from the pocket. And so you do that, you give them some weapons, you have a great defense, you're in a dome, you play in the South. Like, all of these things, I think, square up well for a guy like Phillip.
So to that point, though, is he a starter in the league? Like, it's fascinating that Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, doesn't have 32 teams coming after him. Why is that? Because teams either feel like they're building toward the future, or they feel like they have their franchise guy in place. There's not that many teams that are looking for just a 2-year guy to come in and maybe win right now.
And let's not forget, Phillip did struggle mightily this year. He was not very good at all. But if you go back 2 years, they were contending with the Chiefs. Like, they were battling with them as a chance to win the AFC West. So I think if you give him that offensive line and you protect him, he can be that guy again for you for only a year or 2. He is very self-aware.
I love that.
He's not playing for 4 or 5 years. Give me 1 or 2, and maybe you bring him in, you let him compete with Jacoby Brissett. I don't think he would be opposed to that.
Yeah, another team that people have thrown out maybe as another team would be Tampa Bay, potentially depending on what they do with Jameis Winston. Mm-hmm. Where do you guys think he fits in the Hall of Fame conversation?
Goodness, this is tough, because if you look even at his own class, you've got Eli Manning, you've got Ben Roethlisberger. Both of those guys, multiple Super Bowl winners. Phillip Rivers, he has the best stats out of all of them. But we weight things so heavily on winning Super Bowls that if you don't have those, you have to be markedly better than just about anyone else in your generation. And I don't know if Phillip Rivers is that.
Okay. So that's why I was looking at my phone. I didn't know we made a full screen of it. Hembo texted me this list earlier.
There we go.
That's the reason that I was going to read it. These are the quarterbacks who were in the Hall of Fame who never won the championship.
That's a good list.
If you're going to compare his career to those, I think he probably fits in last. I think he is 7th on that list of 7 people. That said, I believe he's a Hall of Famer. That's my opinion. If I had to bet on it right now, I would bet that he will make it into the Hall of Fame. Not easily or immediately, but I think he will get in.
Wasn't everybody on that list in the Hall of Fame? I didn't make it all the way through.
That's the point of it. Those are the 6 quarterbacks who are in the Hall of Fame that didn't win a championship.
But those guys, a lot of them had been to Super Bowls. Phillip Rivers has not been to the Super Bowl. And I always like to use the qualification, were you one of the best 2 or 3 guys of your era for 3 to 4 years? And I don't know if you can get there with Phillip Rivers.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. We'll see you there.